Hi, welcome back to the new design for living. These are the introductory videos that I want to share with you so that you have a general idea of what it is I'm actually talking about. Because the new design for living is pretty specific, just like the old design model was specific. And so I want to spend some time sharing with you what it is that's collapsing, what's no longer working, what is imploding because of the weight of its old, archaic, patriarchal momentum, and what is seeking to emerge as its replacement. As you know, there is not an area of our lives that has not been put under the microscope over the last couple of years. I certainly believe that that is intentional. That is part of the evolutionary progress for humanity. Has it been painful? Yes. Difficult? Yes. Filled with uncertainty, chaos, confusion, and change? Yes. However, at this channel, I am going to help you redefine things like chaos, confusion, uncertainty, and change so that they can become your allies, so that we can bring ourselves into modern day definitions of what these situations and conditions are really about, so that we can see the gifts and use the gifts that they bring us. Today I want to talk about the old design model, which was the head and thoughts and knowing, with the new design model, which is the heart, experiences, and feeling. So I wrote this book called The Confusion Experiment a couple of years ago. I meditated for an hour every day for 100 days to see if meditation could heal my confusion. This was a challenge by Kyle Cease. And so I did it. And it was a transformational experience. It was basically putting the camera inside the chrysalis of self-transformation and change. And it certainly did heal my confusion, but it did a lot more than that. And one of the things those 100 days did is they helped me see how my mind operates, how my mind works. And if there's anything you want to be a master of in this lifetime, master your own understanding of how your own mind works, because it is a game changer. So in the new design model, we move from the head to the heart. And you've heard that story, right? What's the distance between the head and the heart? About 6 inches. That's true physically, but there's so many more layers to it. And in that experiment, I literally went on that journey to the center of my mind so that I could then move to the center of my heart. Now, here's how thoughts and feelings and knowing versus experience changes the old design model into the new design model. So in the old design model, we have tremendous value placed upon knowing. Knowing is everything. If you know, you're successful. If you don't know, not so much. This is why we're always asking each other questions. Well, what are you doing? Where are you going? How long? Because the mind has an incessant, obsessive need to know. Why is that? Well, that's because the mind lives in what it knows. The mind lives in what it knows. And what's the only thing that the mind can know? The past. That is why when your heart says, oh, I'd love to do this. Oh, I'd like to make this change. The mind comes rushing in and says, whoa, 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 before you do that, we got to know. What are the chances of success? How did you do in the past with something like this, right? It needs evidence that you're going to be okay, that you're going to succeed before it can give you the green light to say yes to change. This is why so many of us have such a resistance to change, because we don't understand, we haven't awakened to the role that the mind plays in keeping us stuck, right? Meanwhile, the heart is going, oh my gosh, let's do this. This is fantastic. How does the heart know that? Because of how it feels. When you get that, I like to call it a hit. When you get that surge or that hit of, oh my gosh, I'd love to do this. I'd love to go there. I'd love to take this new course, right? There is a feeling that comes with that, an excitement, a lightness, right? That's a preview. The heart uses feelings as a preview for what is about to come. Now that works in multiple ways. So let's say, for example, you walk into a party or an event, and all of a sudden you feel, this doesn't feel right. You don't know why, you don't have evidence, but there's a very strong feeling that something is off, enough so that you may change your mind and leave. Or you may walk around that event with an awareness, something's a little off here. Or you may leave early. That's the same way the heart guides us, gives us feedback using feeling. That's why in the new design model, we lean into and develop and come to know our own intuition, our own inner guide that is an intelligence that knows and often goes out ahead of us and seeks to inform us in ways that are unique to us. So whether that heart is saying, something doesn't feel right, and we've all had those moments, or the heart is saying, oh my gosh, this is going to be great. In the new design model, feelings are the preview, and we follow our feelings while recognizing that the mind often, not always, but often pushes back. Think of any recent change or any exciting thing that somebody offered you, or just a spontaneous phone call from somebody that said, hey, let's go out, let's meet up, let's go for a walk, let's grab a cup of coffee. You can see how quickly the mind jumps in and tries to protect you from what it doesn't know. Because see, the mind does not like uncertainty. This is why we lost our minds in 2020 and 2021. But mostly in 2020, we lost our minds. Why? Because we have been living a life that was based upon knowing, that gave us comfort, that gave us safety, that gave us a sense of self. And when uncertainty became the norm, we lost our minds because we lost the measurement by which we existed. And that measurement is knowing. So one of the great building blocks and skills in the toolbox in the new design for living is learning how to live in the discomfort of not knowing. And how do we do that? We simply acknowledge, wow, I don't know this answer. I don't know what's going on. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what to do next. I'm not sure about this relationship or friendship. And I'm okay with that. It sounds odd to say, and it may even feel like, I'm not going to say that, but that's the mind. Just try it. Try any situation that you're dealing with that you don't know about. And then use the sentence right afterwards, and I'm okay with that. What that acknowledges is, number one, it acknowledges that there's something you don't know. It acknowledges that there's a discomfort around not knowing. It acknowledges the outer pressure that we experience from people who love us, that want us to know because they too believe that if we knew, everything would be better. And it simply is a gesture of self-love and compassion. Love yourself first. So I want you to really try that as we go forward. Anytime you feel like you don't know, just say to yourself, or if you're ready to, say it out loud to people, because that's when it gets fun. You know, I don't know the answer to that question, and I'm okay with that. So in the old design model, it was about the mind, it was about knowing, and it was about thinking, the thoughts, right? In the new design model, it is about the heart, it is about feelings, it is about the experience. We replace all of that head stuff with how does it feel? Whereas we used to use knowing and thoughts as a guide. And again, this is not a complete dismissal. It is unique to the individual. I know for myself, it is a complete dismissal because of the radical change I've been through. I understand the role my feelings play now in the design of my life, which, by the way, has been completely annihilated by change, which I will talk more about as we go forward. So I am completely in this with you. And that's the way I prefer it. I don't want to figure this all out and then come back and tell you though I have quote unquote figured some pieces of this out because I've been working on this since 2017. I really would rather walk with you and have us walk together and build a community and give each other feedback and insights and to share. Because the new design for living is active. It's happening now. It's not something that's done and we get the instructions or the roadmap for and then go, okay, I feel so much better because someone has told me how to do this. It's another reason why we're all freaking out because in the old design model, there were instructions, there were formulas and systems by which we agreed to live for this promised outcome. But in the new design model, we've let that go because we understand that our feelings are the guide to what is coming or what a situation or opportunity holds. And in the new design model, we bring great reverence and respect to our feelings because we've done the work and we understand what is really happening when we get that hit from our heart that says, oh yeah, go for it. Even though the mind says, we have no information about this, I don't like this, we need to know before we go. The heart says, oh no, we're going because this feels really good. And we know the universe is a benevolent universe. And if it feels good, it's not going to take us on some journey and then yank the rug out from underneath us and say, you know, it was just a joke. So to summarize, because everything is so interconnected, it's hard to talk about just one topic. But I want to make these videos short and digestible for you. To summarize, the old design model had to do with the head. The new design model has to do with the heart. That's why I love Matt Kahn, Kahn. I talk about him all the time. He's online. He's phenomenal. I highly recommend hanging out with his YouTube channel. He taught me to put my hand on my heart. And when you do that, first of all, it reminds you, oh yeah, I have a heart and this is where it is. But it forces you out of your head. It forces you into your body. It's an act of self-compassion when you put your hand on your heart and you say, I have no idea what is going on, and this is extremely uncomfortable for me. And I'm okay with that because I trust myself and I trust my heart. Again, your mind might be saying, this is really stupid. Please turn this woman off. And that's okay. I just invite you to recognize that that is just your mind pushing against what is new because your mind depends on what it already knows. So the head to the heart, the thinking to the feelings, and knowing to experience. Love to hear your comments and thoughts about this particular topic today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to sharing the new design model in our next video together.